Hi Roblin, this is Christina. This is a video that I was mentioned about in the group doing an SEO audit and some suggestions on how to improve your online presence. I did a little bit of research, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive right in. So as we know, any consumer, if they're looking for a product or a service, they go to Google and they type in a keyword within the search bar there, right? For example, your future client could be looking up financial coach in Texas. Now, whenever we see a location at the end of that, that tells us that that is a local consumer looking for a local business or service, right? And so they have that higher buyer intent because they're looking in their local area. Now, with your type of service that you're offering, I'm sure you're strictly online, of course. So you'll work with anybody from California to Australia, New York, right? Nationwide. Now, companies that are doing the type of service or businesses, the type of service that where it's strictly online, I recommend to focus on your local area as well. And the reason for that, especially if you live near a high populated area, even statewide, there's going to be somebody within that area that's going to be looking for your type of business. So you want to enhance your visibility to them, right? So they can find you. From my opinion, that's just something that I really suggest. Really focus on getting your local consumers as well. And plus on an SEO standpoint, and also within the Google Business Profile, which I'll show you here briefly, it's easier to rank in your local area versus trying to rank like number one, getting the most visibility to rank number one in the Google search results nationwide, right? So I suggest doing a combination. So that's why I was looking at Texas, because I know you're near or in the Houston area, but anybody that's even looking like Texas statewide, you would come up within this section here. Now, this is what we call the Google Map Pack. Now, typically all of them have reviews, so I'm not really sure why these don't have reviews, but majority of the businesses that you see within the section have reviews like this guy right here. So just based off convenience, because they're listed in that top position there, they're most visible, because typically they have reviews, so they kind of stand out. Consumers' eyes get drawn to this area because they see those star reviews. It's really important to be listed here because essentially they're going to be getting the most contacts. Again, they're most visible, and again, based off of convenience, because this person's looking for a local business right away, or trying to get a local service. Again, they're going to be contacting these three companies first. They are the most visible. They're going to get the most clicks and essentially the most customers, right? So if you don't have a Google Business Profile created, I would definitely create one. Really easy to do. It's free. And I'm pretty sure, I think whenever I looked at more businesses, I didn't see you listed. So I apologize if you do have one. And if you do, and I'm at the end of the first page. So you really want to be at least definitely ideal on the first page, because 98% of consumers do not get past the first page when looking for a company to contact. Now, again, if you do have one, here's some ways to optimize it. If you don't have one, you need to create one. These apply as well. So 750 characters in your business description, okay? Make sure that you are, now obviously, as you can see here, none of them have brick and mortar addresses, so you're strictly online. Make sure though that you have your address, but just don't make it visible, and that you put that you service your customers at their location. Do not choose online because you're not going to come up in the search results, okay? And then make sure you set your service area as your city or county, whichever one has the most population, okay? Now, do weekly posts where you have your photos or branded photos, and make sure they're geotagged to the area. And then also something too that's really helpful is what we call citations. So this is your business address, phone number, website URL, email address. And you want to give that information out to as many directories as possible. Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages. And it's like a popularity contest with Google. The more that they see you listed, the more they're going to see you as more popular and keep ranking you in the top. Essentially they see you as more popular, so they're going to keep ranking you, right? So you can get into that top position there. Now, the more that you're listed than your competitors, right? So if you're listed more than them, they're going to see you as more popular, and they're going to list you above them, right? Because again, they see you as more popular. So just a couple things that will really help optimize your Google Business Profile. Now, this section right here, as we scroll down, is what we call the organics. Now, these are websites that have Google's requirement of 1,500 to 2,000 words on the homepage. That's what we call content. Now, it's really important for this to have that amount of content as a minimum. You definitely want more. Content is king. But there's a number of reasons why that's really important. So number one, what drives the content are the keywords. So as we see here, financial coach, right? We see Houston and Dallas, of course, they're in Texas. So having those keywords, that's what helps drives the content, and Google knows how to index your site accordingly, right? So you're considered a preferred website for this type of keyword. Now, the more content that you have, the longer the Google bots. So Google bots, they crawl websites 24/7. The more content you have, the longer they're going to stay on your site, and the more keywords they're going to index you for. So different types of services or different service areas, for example. If you offer, like, say, budgeting, help with budget planning, or financial classes. If you service women and teens, that's going to have different types of keywords, right? So financial stress, okay? So those are all keywords, right? So you're going to get indexed for all those keywords, at least a lot of them if you have a lot of content on your homepage, okay? So taking a look at your site here, the one thing that I actually just noticed, I didn't notice it until just a little bit ago. So whenever you go to your website URL, your About page comes up. Whenever you click on your logo, see how it says Home, and then a different page comes up, okay? So this is definitely ideal for a home page, and I didn't notice this until, because I did your video initially at first, and then somehow I lost it. I don't know how it happened, and I had to do another one, and then I just noticed this part. So that's just a heads up there. You definitely want to have this page as your main home page, okay? And then you definitely want to get more content like we talked about. So like financial coaching Texas, or Houston, Texas, so that you're able to come up within the search results there, okay? And as I see here, so you have different downloadables. So it looks like you do focus a lot on budget planning. So I would definitely have, I saw down here, so services. And I think when I clicked on services, it came up like a template, right? So like coaching or group coaching. So you're kind of still in the development stage. You just see here, it's the same thing. So I would have where you can see all the menus, and then have services, and then have it broken down into like budgeting, if you do group coaching, one-on-one coaching, financial planning, or the different types of services, right? If you service women and then kids, if you do financial classes, right? For example, just have those services have their own page so you can get content and the keywords according to that, okay? And then I also recommend doing a blog where you would have weekly posts. It would be a separate page as well. And then you would add in those blogs in that page so you can get content and keywords. So that's where you can really focus on like pain points. So somebody that's living paycheck to paycheck, here are 10 ways on how you can save money every week, for example, right? So you're going to get pain points, people that's trying to search for your type of service, or looking up different pain points and why they're in financial distress. And you can come up in the search results for those keywords, okay, if that makes sense. So you're more visible. Now, taking a look at your website here, there's no data, as you can see. So getting the content keywords we talked about really help improve this so that Google knows how to rank your site, okay? Oh, and then I see taxes too. So I would have a back page for taxes, whether you do consulting or coaching, the different pain points with, taxes and things like that. Now, this is a website that came up when I looked at financial coach in Texas. And as you can see, this is what I meant by back pages. So see how they service women, and then it goes into like see how like the classes, the coaching, the groups, and they do career coaching, okay? So that's what I meant by having like the back pages and then break it up down. So that really helps get you more keywords, okay? Now, as you can see here, this is the background, like the data that's going on the behind the scenes, okay? Now, as you can see here, that's the amount of traffic they're getting to their site every month. That's pretty decent. That's a good amount of traffic. And look at the amount of keywords they have on their site. And they really focus on like the financial coaching, right? Women financial coaching. So there's certain keywords that have higher traffic volume that takes a little bit more research, but ones that you do get, and having a lot of keywords, all that traffic adds up, right? And that's how you really get that additional traffic to your site, that more visibility, okay? And as I seen this number here, this is pretty low. These are essentially shout-outs from outside resources like blogs, directories, and also websites. This number is pretty decent. These are both on a scale of 100. This is the trust factor with Google. And seeing these two numbers, since they're pretty low, I mean, I would think, and they're in the Houston area, I just now realized, So I think that you would be able to outrank them pretty quickly within the financial service type of keywords. And again, they focus a lot on women, but they also had keywords where it was like financial coaching in general, financial classes in Houston. So just a tidbit there. I just wanted to suggest there that just looking at these numbers here, I think you'd be able to outrank them pretty quickly and get this traffic going to your site pretty easily. So, and then take a look at this guy right here. Now this is the website, or I'm sorry, this was the guy that was listed in that Google Map Pack with those the reviews that we saw that really stood out, right? Now as you can see here, looking at the behind the scenes to his site, see if my internet's going to catch up here. See how he has more traffic, right? Now he really focuses on keywords that has to do with like budget planning and business planning as well, or business financial coaching. And like I said, it depends on the different types of keywords and of course in what type of service and what type of clientele that you want really. But still, he's getting a decent amount of traffic every month, and even to say 20% of that ends up being new clients, that's still a significant amount of new clients every month. So I just wanted to show you the possibilities of things you can do on your own to see as far as really optimizing your website and your online presence, how that can result into getting traffic every month, getting new clients every month, and essentially growing your business. Definitely possible for your area, statewide, or even Houston. So I hope you found this video helpful. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care.